And the White House has reportedly selected a top deputy of health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., to serve as the acting head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Now, this comes as several members of the current leadership departed after a clash over the vaccine policy.
Now, as per the Washington Post, sources said that Jim O'Neill, currently the Deputy Secretary at the Department of Health and Human Services, will take charge of the agency. They added that the selection of O'Neill clears a path for RFK Jr. to continue his efforts to overhaul federal vaccine policy.
Now, the White House on Wednesday fired then-Director Susan Manaras after she refused to resign amid pressure by Kennedy and his allies to change vaccine policy. The Health Secretary has claimed that there was a lot of trouble at the CDC and vowed to fix it.
I would say this, that first of all, I will confirm that we let go Susan Manaras yesterday. I'm not going to talk about personnel issues, but the CDC is an agency that is very troubled for a very long time, and anybody who lived through the COVID pandemic and saw all of these bizarre recommendations that were not science-based, all the misinformation, understands that.
Well, earlier the White House had said that Trump fired the previous CDC director himself because she was not aligned with his mission.
What I will say about this individual is that her lawyer's statement made it abundantly clear themselves that she was not aligned with the president's mission to make America healthy again. And the secretary asked her to resign. She said she would, and then she said she wouldn't, so the president fired her, which he has every right to do.
Manaras' departure triggered the resignation of other senior officials at the agency, some of whom have decried Kennedy's efforts to restrict access to vaccines and warned that the administration's agenda will harm public health. When 3 CDC officials who resigned late Wednesday to collect their belongings, hundreds of current and former workers cheered them.
You know, when I resigned, I think the 3 of us don't intend to get our jobs back. Do I love CDC? Would I love to go back? Yes, but I can't go back to this CDC. I left because the CDC needs to change.
And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Take a look.
CDC Director Susan Manaras has been fired after less than a month in office. Ironically, Manaras was the first CDC director ever confirmed by the Senate, a step meant to shield the agency from politics. Her lawyers say that she refused to rubber stamp reckless directives pushed by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She'll be replaced by Jim O'Neill, a former investment executive with no medical background who previously worked at the HHS under President George W. Bush. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, himself a physician, warned that vaccine policy coming out of Kennedy's reshaped advisory committee, quote unquote, lacks legitimacy and must face oversight. Now, some worry with winter season coming up and all the changes, childhood vaccination policy in the U.S. could be changed and revamped for years to come. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.